And let's turn now to our next story. A California man who lost his own home in the fires made a remarkable rescue amid the devastation. Jeff Hill found a horse trapped in a swimming pool in Paradise, California. Hill shared these photos in a Facebook post. He described how the horse had, quote, the look of defeat in her eyes before she was safely rescued. And Jeff Hill joins us now on the phone from Chico, California. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us. First, tell us about what you were doing and what you saw when you found this horse.
We were actually headed up to one of my friend's dad's house, Jeff Sheldon's dad's house. His dad stayed and was going to fight the fire, and we were heading up there to go see if the house was still standing, which it was. And his dad made it out safely, but as we were walking to the house, we saw a mule pacing back and forth, and it wasn't running away at all. And as we got closer to see what was wrong, we saw another mule laying in the pool that just had ultimately lost all fight. She didn't jump, she wasn't skittish, she was sitting there shivering and laying in the pool.
So it was that first mule that kind of led you to this other mule that was in the pool. How did you manage to save something that large? What did you do?
Well, she was bound up she was caught up on the pool cover, and it was going across her belly and across her neck. And so that was the only thing that really kept her alive, was being suspended by that. And so we started at the shallow end and started taking the pool cover off from that end. And when we got to her, she went under, but we grabbed the pool cover and floated her all the way over to the shallow end. And at that point, I went and grabbed a chain, because that's the only thing I had, and wrapped it around and kind of helped her let her up the stairs to where she got out, kind of shook off, came over to us and, let us love on her a little bit. Took that as a thank you. And after about a minute of that, she turned around and walked away. And as she was walking away, she kind of looked back at us, and I took that as her saying, thank you, and, I'm going to be all right.
That's so wonderful to hear, Jeff. We know that you lost your home in the fire. After rescuing the mule, you wrote, amid all the sadness, you found a, quote, glimpse of happiness. Has that helped you deal with your own loss in some way?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what, anytime, something like that, and such devastation, anytime you get to, smile or, feel anything really, because this whole situation just kind of made us all just kind of numb, we didn't really, just the feeling was gone, out of us.
I covered Hurricane Irma in the Florida Keys, and I remember probably the best image was seeing the key deer, the Florida key deer emerge. Everybody thought they might be lost because it was 15 feet of storm surge, so it was nice to see that. And so these are the best parts of these stories. At last count, nearly 26,000 people had reacted to your Facebook post. If you wanted them to know one thing about what's going on where you are, what would that be?
Well, just one thing about Paradise is, it's just complete devastation. And, I hope that everybody got out safely, and I hope that everybody, is warm and safe. And I'm really happy that, the whole community, and people from all over, not just our community, people from all over have been so willing to help. It's just, it's great to see everybody come together as one and, willing to help complete strangers that they have no idea who you are,
Jeff, listening to you, I can feel, obviously, you are going through so much right now. We know that you have a GoFundMe page for your family. You were talking about support from the community. Tell me a little bit more about, what that's been like for you and for the people there in Paradise to know that there is this support.
As we started that just because everybody was, as soon as that people started getting, as soon as that post started going around, more and more people started saying, hey, you should do this, please do this, we want to help. And, I've never been, me and my family have never been the type to, ask for anything or, anything like that. But on the other hand of that, we've lost everything. You know, usually if you have a problem at home or, you know, with your house or whatever, you know, you usually have a safe haven, whether it's your mom's or your grandparents or whatever. But in this type of situation, you know, there is no safe haven anymore. There's nothing.
Well, Jeff, I am so sorry that this has happened to you and to the people there in Paradise. I am heartened, and I know a lot of people were, by that Facebook post and that rescue, and I'm so glad to hear that that brought you at least some small measure of comfort. Jeff Hill, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.